Fall on the Gulf Coast, and as we know here in Houston, the storm caused thousands of people to leave their homes and everything behind in Louisiana and evacuate here to our home community and around Texas. In fact, a great number of survivors came from the wonderful community of New Orleans after being stranded for days with little food or clean water. Most of the city flooded for months after of course, the city's levees failed. And according to the National Centers for Environmental Information, the storm is the costliest in U.S. history, with more than $200 billion in economic loss. Many survivors have been sharing their stories from Hurricane Katrina 2 decades later, and their stories that still need to be heard. And I'm so honored to be joined by a documentary filmmaker as well as her sister here to talk about it. Ladies, introduce yourself first of all.
Hi, my name is Janiqua Randolph.
And my name is Yasmeen Blake.
And Yasmeen's no stranger because we actually talked to her live via Zoom a couple of weeks ago about this. But now you are here today to talk about Together in the Eye. It's going to be not only in theaters, but theaters here in Houston as well. I said that look on your face like, I know it's in theaters. How do you feel about this passion project, but also informative project is finally going to be seen by so many people? It's something, it's like an extra baby of yours, right? So how do you feel about that?
Well, I've been telling people that this is my baby. This is a project that sat in my head for a very, very long time.
Yes.
I would say middle school. I started saying I wanted to create a documentary on my family's experience because I knew it was such a trying time for us. And so as I went into journalism and I got into working with cameras and script writing, I said, who better to tell our stories than those who lived it?
That's right.
Right? So just to be sitting here right now in real time, it's beautiful because I'm watching it manifest into the physical.
I love that. And also, being this is the first time I've met you as well, but tell me your experience of helping your sister and both of you doing this together, and what does that mean knowing where you came from some 20 years ago to what's happening today?
It's an amazing experience. It's inspiring and it's uplifting. It's a healing journey for us. And so it's just been the best opportunity to work alongside my sister to make this dream of hers come true, because it really holds a significant place in our hearts right now.
And also it's a time for healing too. It helped you heal throughout this because you were kids when this hurricane hit and devastated. You lost everything. And sadly, there were members of people's families that were lost as well. So now seeing from where you were as a child to what you're seeing and hearing the stories, how important is it not just for you to get the story out, but important for those who may not be with us today?
We have to do it in their legacy, right? I interviewed Margaret Orr. She's a long respected journalist, meteorologist and journalist in New Orleans. And she said to me while I was interviewing her, she said, people died in Katrina. And I was 9. So I was stressed out by everything that was going on around us, but I didn't think about it in that detail. And I remember when we traveled to South Carolina, we stayed in South Carolina for about 3 weeks, and we were watching the newscast on TV and we saw the dead bodies. And that made it real, but to reflect on it 20 years later is so important for us to share these stories and also to educate the generation that comes behind us who don't know. Because I hosted a screening at Southern, was 2 weeks ago, and there were kids from California, all across the country, and they were like, we heard about it, but we've never learned about it like this. So that's why this is important to me.
Has it also been an opportunity for you to personally heal from some of the trauma that you dealt with as a child?
Most definitely, because I haven't actually had the opportunity to have any counseling or, just really vent about it. I shied away from watching any documentaries or any information regarding Katrina until we decided, okay, it's time to start filming. So that was definitely a healing process for me.
Very much so. I also, because you are solidifying something that was a part of history, why is it so important for you to continue to remind people about what happened through the voices of those who lived it?
It was one of the most catastrophic events in U.S. history, right? And we don't talk about it enough. In fact, I have little cousins who were born after Katrina in 06 and 07, and they don't know much about it, right? And there's also the legacy of New Orleans before the storm that I want people to know, and that's what sets this film apart from others. We lived it, we are it, it's in our DNA, and those who share stories from the outside, they can't tell the story the way that we can.
That's true, because you were a part of the story that you're telling as well. So how can we get more information about the screening, where it's going to be showed here and the theaters and all of that? Because I know so many people who are from New Orleans who still live here in Houston are probably going to want to be there.
Yes.
And we want to encourage them to be there, and everyone
Yes.
else who may not have been here at that time. Where can we go see this?
So we're hosting a screening tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at the Foxtrot Houston. You can get your tickets at www.togethernei.com. We're also working on another screening on Friday, but those details are to be announced. And you can follow us on Instagram at TogetherNEI Film to get updates on that one.
Okay, and for those who are learning about this for the first time, this, again, as you mentioned, is a part of history, but I want to thank you ladies, because you didn't have to do this. You could have just said move on and don't want to think about it, but opening up an old wound like that actually helps to heal it by sharing the stories, and that's what you're doing. And thank you so much for your courage and your time on doing this. And we're going to share this on our website as well, CW39.com. Honestly, I can't wait to see it.